Hi guys! It seems like it's been a while since I talked about KARA. Usually if I talk about anything in videos, it's not good, or it's just funny. This is sort of the former. It's been announced that along with KARA's Nicole, who has left KARA as of yesterday, her contract expired yesterday, KARA's youngest, Jiyoung, has also decided her contract, she doesn't want it to be renewed, which inevitably means she's out of KARA. I'm actually kind of surprised by this. I'm not totally surprised. It was sort of I saw it coming, but I don't know. It's just weird. What's weirder though is that DSP, they are like, oh, we messed up. Well, let's make KARA a trio consisting of Yuri, Hara, and Sungyeon. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work, especially since they decided they're not gonna add any new members, so it really is going to be them as a trio. But before we get to sort of thoughts about this new KARA as 3, let's sort of play a little game of catch up if you guys don't know the situation about Nicole and Jiyoung. Nicole, she is the prime example of I want my cake and I want to eat it too. Because she wanted to stay in KARA, but she also wanted to be staying in KARA, but not under DSP, but under a different label. So basically, the only people I can think of who really have done that sort of thing are Shinhwa, but that's a totally different case because they've been around for years and have established their own companies and all that. So they can sort of get away with sort of being like, hey, we're from different companies, but let's come together and be Shinhwa. Nicole doesn't have nearly enough experience to make that sort of decision. But yeah, so she wanted to be with KARA, but she just didn't want to be under DSP. She wanted to be under somebody else as a solo artist, which she is not, which is weird. Basically, DSP wasn't all for that. They were like, no, you're going to be in KARA under our agency, or you're not going to be in it all. So she said, okay, bye, peace out. So that was announced, and she was just going to let her contract expire naturally in January. January, with the date I believe is the 13th or the 14th, which is already passed, and so she is no longer a member of KARA. The day of Nicole's departure, DSP released another one of they released a bunch of statements. Basically, this one says, you know, Nicole's left and she's going to go study in America where she's from. And her and her mother have signed her up to take on dance and vocal training lessons to have an impending US debut. I don't even want to think about how not so well that will probably go. No offense, but like BoA, Seven, SNSD, Wonder Girls, like all these big names have tried it. I just don't see it happening for Nicole, especially by herself. Especially when she's had minus like a solo song within a KARA album, she's not had any like solo exposure yet. And then DSP was like, Yuri, Hara, and Sungyeon already re-signed their contracts for the next 2 years, so they're okay, but Jiyoung, her contract ends in a different time, in April, so we're not sure what she's doing quite yet. But for now, the members are going to be focusing on individual promotions and album promotions, and so that most likely means they're all going to go into acting / make a bunch of OSTs for dramas. So Jiyoung's contract renewal was now a topic of discussion, and it was revealed that she also wasn't going to be renewing her contract. Jiyoung, her dad released a statement actually saying that Jiyoung had a hard time promoting while in KARA. She was a member of the group as the youngest member, and she couldn't do things she wanted to because of that. She's still so young and has a lot of things she wants to do. Since she has fulfilled her duties as the youngest, Jiyoung couldn't challenge new things or pursue her dreams individually. While she could earn a lot of money as part of KARA in the next 2 or 3 years, money is not what's important. Because I thought I should help my daughter do what she truly wanted to, we decided to leave DSP. Basically, that's saying, hey DSP, you aren't giving Jiyoung a fair chance, and we still want to be in the entertainment business, and while we could still make money, no amount of money would be enough to make us stay with you. Ouch! Ouch! Ooh! Burn! Ah! I really want to know what goes on behind closed doors with DSP, like, honestly. Like, they suck. managing their people. They suck. Like, they just suck. And I know with all this whole contract dispute stuff with KARA, we all think of their, what was it, 2011? What did I talk about this? 2011, I believe, their contract dispute before, where it was basically Yuri slash all the other members who wanted to leave. And I think there's been that sort of lingering doubt within all of us that's been like, well, they had a dispute with their company about contracts before. What's the likelihood that that's going to happen again? Oh, very. So that's why none of this is sort of a surprise to me. There's been obviously some sort of discord between the members, some of the members, and between DSP, and it sucks because DSP used to be a top tier company, like SM level, back in the day, and then all of that double S501 stuff happened. They now have lost 2/5 of KARA. But where it gets interesting with Jiyoung is that basically DSP released a statement saying, wait a minute, we want to try to negotiate things with Jiyoung because they wanted her in the group, because I think they assumed that they would just promote KARA as 4 and things would be okay. And I think they were sort of shocked when Jiyoung decided that she wanted to leave. I don't know why they were, but you know. So that was sort of sucky because they were sort of like, bye Nicole, but with Jiyoung they were like, no wait, please stay. Despite trying to want to negotiate things, Jiyoung was like, I'm sorry guys, I can't do this anymore. So she still wants to also be in the entertainment industry, just not with DSP, which sucks, but maybe that does really just speak for their management style if money in KARA isn't enough to keep her in KARA. And that's sad because she's been around in the group for a while. So yeah, her contract ends in April. For now, they're just going to keep doing album promotions. I think they're still promoting their album, maybe. And I don't know. Just this idea of having KARA as a trio is just so bizarre. They used to be a quartet. I believe it was KARA and Jiyoung. I think they were the two that came later. I don't quite remember. But they used to be a quartet, and then one left, and so they brought on 2 more. So having them as a trio is actually going to be a brand new thing for KARA. And it just kind of goes to show the longevity of idols nowadays. Like the Wonder Girls and KARA, like these 2 groups that were super popular in Korea are now fading into obscurity. I'm sorry for Wonder Girl fans and KARA fans. It's kind of true. And maybe that does speak for the management styles of DSP and JYP even. But now in April, DSP is going to try to promote KARA as a 3-member group. They're an interesting case, and I don't want to offend anybody, but vocally, they're not the strongest individually, especially Hara. Yuri and Seungyeon might be able to carry the weight of vocals, but I guess vocal training and time will tell. I'd like to believe that the companies know what they're doing, but so far it doesn't seem that way at all. Is it a surprise that Jiyoung decided not to renew her contract? What do you think about DSP? Do you think that they are doing okay with not only KARA, but their whole lineup of artists? What do you think about Nicole and Jiyoung's decisions? Do you think they were the right thing? Let me know what you think of KARA and the situation. Do you think they have the potential and the talent to be a trio? I guess only time will tell. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if I blinded you all with my uber paleness. I'm in front of a window. So thank you, and let me know what you think. It's an interesting situation. DSP. Bye guys.